Hi, I'm Nisha DeGaring, host of Good Things Utah, and I've been a longtime supporter of Todd's Beliefcast. I hope you find inspiration in the courageous stories shared by the amazing people Todd features on his show. The guests serve as shoulders for us to stand on, allowing us to see a little further and cultivate belief in oneself. Remember, you have the dignity and power to change. I encourage you to keep striving and believing in yourself. Enjoy today's podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Todd Sylvester, your host of the Beliefcast podcast. Thank you for tuning in. As always, I love you guys so much for your support. I want to thank my sponsors, all of you guys. You know who you are, and you're obviously mentioned at the beginning of this anyways, but thank you for supporting me and believing in me. I couldn't do it without you. And I'm just grateful for all these amazing people who come on my show, who get vulnerable, who share their hearts, their truths, their struggles, their battles, their wins. It's just, I feel like I'm a better person because of that. So, and today, guys, we're in for a treat. I've got someone who's coming back again. She's been on the podcast before, but I sit down with the incredible Kate Strong. Kate, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, and what a pleasure to get to come be on this podcast, not once but twice.
Yeah,
truly honored. Thank you.
You're so welcome. We are the ones that are going to benefit from this. But Kate's a transformation coach, medicine woman, a guide for those who are navigating some of life's deepest transitions. Kate's work blends psychedelic-assisted healing, trauma-informed care, somatic practices, behavioral therapy, and a profound intuition to help people reconnect with their truth. This conversation is going to be about healing, awakening, identity, grief, rebirth, and what happens when we finally become quiet enough to hear ourselves again. We were kind of talking about that before we started with our busy lives, right? And the list goes on. I mean, Kate, you are someone who practices what she preaches. Yeah. You know, I really see that about you. Like, you are very authentic. I've heard other people who know you talk about, like, she is just so real. I'm sure you probably have heard that, but I think that's one of the greatest compliments someone can get, is just knowing that you are Kate. This is what we get. You are so real and truthful, and I love that about you.
Thank you. I am who I am today because this work that I talk about is my own medicine.
Yeah.
And I have a big belief that no one is broken. And I want everyone to hear that before we get started.
Yeah.
No one's broken and no one needs fixed.
Yeah.
It's really just understanding ourselves better, accepting all parts of who we are, and then we know how to navigate life.
Yeah. Wow. Beautifully said. Well, for those who may not know you, Kate, give us a little background. Maybe tell us where you grew up and kind of a little bit about your family.
Okay, I'm a Southern girl, Southern Belle. I grew up in Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah, the Gulf Coast.
Okay.
So most people don't know this about Alabama, but there are the most beautiful white sand beaches with warm Gulf water. And I grew up toes in the sand, wind in my hair, salty, crunchy, and a beach girl deep sea fishing with my dad on the boat, and just a really beautiful Southern life. And moved to Utah about half my life ago, and have been here since, and have really found that this is home.
Yeah.
I'm a mom. I have 4 kids.
Yeah.
They're my greatest teachers. I think anyone would say that.
Yeah.
Kids are here to really show us all the crunchy parts of ourselves that we can either say, I'm your mom, don't talk to me that way, or we can look at it and see the truth in what they're actually saying.
Yeah.
So my kids have been really great teachers for me, and really grateful for them. And that's a little bit about me. The work that I'm in is, again, like I said, I'm an experiential learner. I'm someone who gets curious about things, and then I go down the rabbit hole because I want to know about it.
Yeah, right.
And then come back and say, hey, I've got the Cliff's Notes version. Who's interested? And that's how I found it's actually been a superpower in my life, and used to feel very squirrely and all over the place. If anyone is familiar with human design, I'm a manifesting generator. It's just how your energy works. And a lot of us manifesting generators have been diagnosed or deemed as ADD or ADHD and squirrels
Yeah.
because we're just all over.
Yeah.
But when I learned to embrace that part of myself and learned that like, this is just who I am. It's not a problem. It's just learning how to navigate that and be with who I am. It really changed so much for me. So a lot of what I talk about, what I do, how I show up in the world and why that feels authentic for people and real is because it's my own medicine. Like I said, it's the things that I'm practicing on a daily basis.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I love what you said about your children and the things that we can learn from our own children and how I want to talk about that for a minute. Just like the things that I think our children, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I think they remind me of who I am. Like so for instance, I have 4 grandkids, right? They walk into a family party. We have a family get together or whatever. And just me looking at them, I start to cry, just seeing them. And there's 2 reasons why. 1, I love them. And 2, they remind me of who I am. And who are my grandkids? When I see them, they're innocent, they're pure, they're not broken. They are loving, kind, understanding. I mean, the list goes on, right? So what are your thoughts on that? And what are some of the things that you've gained by just being a mom?
You know, I think most of us parents, if we're really honest with ourselves, we wish we could go back. And that's probably why you feel the way that you feel about grandkids, because, you know, you kind of get to do it again in a different way and see it from a different perspective. But what I've learned I would say the most valuable thing with my kids is, and I write about this, I have a Substack called Everyday Medicine. I've been writing for all of 2026. It was a place to really go deeper than social media and talk about my personal life. I said to some of my clients, put it out there to my community. I said, what do you want from me? And they said, we want Kate behind the curtains. We want to know what's going on in your life. So I wrote about this and we'll go into psilocybin later. But one of the things that I saw in that medicine, it always brings my kids up. Every time it will take me through. Each kid shows me exactly what each of my kids needs from me in that moment. My oldest daughter is really working through some of her trauma and just different things that most of us as adults, we didn't do or even look at until we're in our 30s or 40s, right? She's such a rock star to even go there and look at it. But the medicine showed me once, Kate, when she walks in the door, put the rag down, stop wiping the counter, turn and look at her and make eye contact.
Wow.
And I did that, Todd, and it's really interesting because what I realized is that so often we're so used to our kids being around us and we're busy. You and I were talking about that when we started today. It's like we're multitasking, we're busy, we're not making eye contact, we're having conversations, but we're not looking at people. And when I put the rag down and just stopped and just let all my attention be on her, what used to be when I would say, hey, how you doing? Fine. I'm like, you're not fine, right? I'm not saying that, but I knew she wasn't fine. What happened is over time, she started talking. And she started telling me, and I really believe that if kids feel like we're not too busy, we're not an inconvenience, I have spaciousness to actually just be here for a minute with you, and it's okay if it's quiet for a while, I don't have to feel the silence, they start telling us a lot. And so I believe that kids are our greatest teachers because when we see that they are a reflection of us, they're also, I mean, they're our DNA. They came from us. And there's nature and nurture in that. But there's so much we can learn from them if we will just put the rag down, stop doing the thing, and just be present. Be there and listen. And most of the time, they don't want us to solve anything for them. They just want to be heard.
Man, that's powerful. Put the phone down, put the rag down, just look at them.
Eye contact.
And I love the analogy of put the rag down because it's symbolic of I'm putting this down, you matter to me. Like, I don't care about the counter right now, it's you. I can do that later. Right? Isn't that the message that's sent?
100%. I have another story I want to share.
Please.
So recently I was a bridesmaid in a wedding in Cabo at the One and Only. And if you've ever been to the One and Only, it is a an experience that I hope that everyone gets at some point in time in their life. When you arrive to the one and only, you're given a blessing by a local. She spoke Spanish. I didn't understand what she was saying. It was quiet, but she was blessing each one of us as we arrived into this hotel, this space. And another thing that they do, which is really beautiful, is every single person who works at that hotel, if they're a groundskeeper, landscape, pool attendant, bartender, room service, every single person at that hotel, when any person passes them, they put their right hand on their heart and they bow to you. Okay?
Wow.
So you can imagine that the first day I get there, I've been bowed to and acknowledged 30, 40 times.
Jeez.
And every time this would happen, I started shifting, okay? And what I noticed is two things. Number one, how often are we moving through life not looking at people? This is that eye contact thing again.
Sure.
I'm too busy. I'm on my phone. Somebody holds the door for me. I don't even look at them to say thank you. I just say thanks and keep walking. Or we're just like ships in the night. We're passing by each other. We're not acknowledging humans.
Right.
We're missing it. And then the other thing was a hand on the heart is a reminder of gratitude, love. Right? And then being bowed to, it was just this experience.
I can't even imagine
that I thought, whoo, put the rag down and make eye contact. Look at people, acknowledge them. There's a practice of being seen. I think a lot of us don't feel seen.
Yeah. Well, and you throw in the phone and social media, it's even 10 times worse, right? But I was just thinking when you were saying this, imagine if we did that to our own children, where we put our hand on our heart and we bowed to them as they walk in the door. I mean, and we did it sincerely, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
Let's do it. You want to do it?
We should do that.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Anybody else want to join us?
In.
Let's do it. I've never done this. I'm in.
Because as you're saying that, I'm going, wow, that is powerful. Yeah. Like this person recognizes me and they're a complete stranger. They don't even know me.
Right.
Wow.
And there's like a humility in the bowing.
Yeah.
Right? Of like,
humble respect.
I see you.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Dang. This is awesome.
Okay. I'm in.
I'm already like feeling amazing right
I
now.
know.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Isn't Kate the best? Seriously, you are amazing. Well, before we get into all this work you're doing, let's let the listeners who don't know, why did you go down this path in the first place? I know it's a loaded question.
Yeah.
But if you can share a few thoughts around that.
Definitely. So 12 years ago, I had two major things happening in my life. I went through a divorce and I left organized religion.
Yeah.
My world was upside down.
Yeah, that is like two of the hardest things anyone could ever go through.
Absolutely. And I didn't know what to do, but I knew in that moment that I needed support and I needed help. And so I hired a divorce coach, a co-parent coach, and a personal coach. I had decided I'm going to surround myself with experts and people who can help me. Yeah. Because I want to do this in the best way I possibly can.
Right.
So I did all this. And then about 6 months later, I had a friend come up to me and invite me to join an ayahuasca ceremony, which I had never even heard of that. I didn't even know what it was.
Right.
But this was a friend from college that had circled back into my life, and I trusted him. Yeah. And he said, I really think that you need this. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I showed up, not even knowing what I was saying yes to.
Right.
But I got to tell you, what happened for me in that experience was I hated my husband that I was divorcing. Okay. I was victim. I was in that story of like everything he had done wrong. And when you're going through a divorce, the attorneys want you to tell them every reason why you deserve kids and they don't. So it creates this tension and this fight and this argument, even if it wasn't there before. It's why divorce is so hard. Even if you want to do it well, you've got these other people around you creating teams and this side or that side. And the medicine the first night showed me him as a 14-year-old boy.
Whoa.
And it was the first time that I felt compassion and my heart softened. And it changed the way that I showed up and talked about him to my kids.
Yeah.
Changed the way I showed up for him because I saw him with the eyes of, back to what we were talking about, as like a kid, a child.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I knew that there was something that this medicine could give me that nothing else, talk therapy, coaching, nothing else could give me. So I took the opportunity to regularly engage with and be part of these medicine circles. Well, again, the way that my brain works is I'm an experiential learner. Yeah. I also can see what works and what doesn't work. So over a long period of time, probably 7-8 years in different communities and circles. And again, this is kind of underground, right? Because it's illegal. So people aren't getting on platforms and saying, hey, let's talk about, how to navigate this, or when you want to say yes or no, or, treat this like, treat this maybe like an interview to find out if this shaman is the best shaman for you, or nothing. It's just like, oh, I've been wanting to do this and I heard about it and here's the opportunity and I'm going to jump in. So fast forward, Todd, I had an experience where I met a girl. This is like 6 years ago. She had been on So You Think You Can Dance and Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, yeah.
And when I met her, she had gotten invited to do mushrooms, psilocybin, magic mushrooms, at a get-together party one night with a group of people. And what happened for her was traumatic. This unlocked a sexual experience in her life that she did not remember as a young child. And there was no one there who was qualified to guide her and help her through the experience. So she got stuck in the trauma. Then she went to her therapist, and her therapist said, well, that's the consequence. Your brain will never be the same. Like a punishment, like she had done something bad and wrong. She lost her...
That is horrible to tell her that.
Lost her business partner and career, lost her partner, lost everything, was at the lowest low of her life when I met her. And she inspired me to figure out, how can I educate people and talk to people about this thing that no one's talking about, because there's no platform to talk about it because it's not legal.
Yeah.
So, God, the universe, how it works. I got this opportunity within a year to go through a program. It was an 18-month program to become a legal server of psilocybin in the United States.
Right.
And I took the opportunity to do that.
To do it, yeah.
And of course, when they told me it was going to be 18 months, I thought, wait a second, I'm already a coach. I've already worked with this medicine for a long time. I know what I'm doing. Why do I have to pay you $25,000? And why is this going to take 18 months? And it wasn't until I did it that I knew this is why. Because when people get to that moment, we call it a gate in medicine. It's the black tunnel, the dark, the scariest thing that you do not want to face. It's the fear.
Right.
If you don't work with someone who knows how to guide you through that to get to the other side, that's where people get stuck. They get
stuck there, yeah.
Right. Ooh. Or they don't know how to navigate through that. And that's what this experience taught me. Internal family systems, parts work, trauma, how to notice someone's nervous system, what's happening in their body, all of these nuances in supporting them and helping them.
Yeah.
And then that not this medicine, this psilocybin, anything out there, it's not the transformation. Yeah. You're the transformation. It's how you take what you see, what you learn. So back to my experience with my ex-husband. He still showed up the same way. I was still triggered by him.
Yeah.
He still talked to me in a way that was very disrespectful, that felt challenging in a big way. Yeah. My whole nervous system wanted to yell and scream at him. Yeah. The application of what I saw in that ayahuasca journey is the integration. That is the work.
Okay.
That's the work.
Gotcha.
And that's what I got really excited about, is how do I help people take what they experience in medicine, give them an experience that's going to be even if it's challenging, even if it's uncomfortable, on the other side of it, we're going to get to the point where you feel good.
Right.
Okay. Before
Yeah.
you leave me,
Yeah.
you're going to feel good.
Going to put your guts all back in.
Totally. We're going to find the rainbow at the other end. We're going to
Yeah.
get to the light. We might have to go through the dark, but we're going to get to the light.
Yeah.
But now what do we do with this? How do you put the rag down when they walk in the door? How do you practice that? You know it, but now how do we integrate that and apply it and embody it? Otherwise, it's just more knowledge.
Yeah.
It's just more information.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are chasing that experience with these plant medicines or anything for that matter, because they want to feel that again, but they don't know how to actually embody it and bring it into their lives.
Wow.
So that it was my own journey. I mean, it was years and years of me going into these spaces and learning and watching and going, oh, this isn't the place for that.
Right.
We need to create consent. We need to create boundaries. We need to be clear on agreements when we're going into this. What are we agreeing to? And preparing for that experience, right? Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, getting prepared. You know this. It's like if you're going to go speak and get on stage, you're going to do a much better job if you're prepared for it. Even if you've done it so many times,
For sure.
you still need to prepare for it with intention,
Yep.
right?
Absolutely.
And so how we do one thing in life is how we do everything. And there's a cycle. We have to create space, shed, let go, create space for the new thing, have the experience, and then how do we now call in the new thing and bring it in? And so I've just taken a lot of these different experiences in my own life, what I know, my background, and kind of brought it all together into this experience that feels really transformational for people. And that's what I want, right? Like we don't just need more knowledge. All of you listening right now, you know what to do. You know what to do. You know how to eat healthy.
Yeah.
You know how to exercise and work out. You know how much water you should be drinking. You know what to do.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of knowing more.
Yeah.
It's about doing it, embodying it, being it.
Yeah.
So I've been called an embodiment coach or an integration coach a lot because that's kind of the sweet spot and the expertise that I have.
Yeah.
But that's how we get the change. That's how we feel better.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need more. We know there's too much knowledge out there anyways. Too much information, Too much information. I heard a statistic that we get more information now, today, in 1 week than the people in the 1940s got in their lifetime. So think about that. Like, we are so bombarded with information. And I love what you said. It's like, okay, you can have all that great, but if you're not applying it, if you're not actually doing it, just like you said, the answer is within you. You got it. But sometimes we need a coach like you that says, let me show you you've got the answer in there.
Yeah, well,
Right?
because it's a bird's eye perspective, right? We're the experts on everybody else's life. We can give great advice mostly, right? Because you have an outside perspective. You see it. You're not emotionally attached or involved. There's not that energy that exists. So when you can rise above it and you can see it with that bird's eye perspective, things are really clear.
Right.
So oftentimes it's just me asking really great questions or bringing them back home to themselves or helping them be accountable or just saying, hey, I want you to just try this one little thing. I'm a big believer in micro shifts in behaviors. There are plenty of books, plenty of great things out there that talk about this, right?
Yeah.
But it's small things. I think a lot of us don't do the thing because it feels like it's so overwhelming or it's so far away or it's like, wait a second, a practical thing. I'm waking up in the morning with anxiety. Okay. I'm thinking about all the things I have to do, the money I need to make, the people I need to take care of, all of these things. It feels overwhelming and anxious. And then we just get stuck, right? We do nothing or we're spinning, right? One thing, just one thing, the next best step.
Yeah.
And when we break it down like that, and when anyone can do this, you can do it with your life right now. Ask yourself, what's one thing that's keeping you up at night? Or what's one thing in your life that you feel like is a problem or something you need to help with?
Yeah.
And then just pause. Okay. Now ask yourself, not anyone else. Ask yourself, what is one thing I can do right now? One thing. Just one thing. And it's interesting, right? Because it's not the big, huge thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, just take a deep breath in and exhale.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what's the next best thing?
Yeah.
Well, my mouth is dry. I might need a sip of water. Great. Go have a drink of water. Okay, now what's the next best thing? Well, I'm already feeling a little bit better, right? And it's just these little micro shifts in behavior that we need.
I love that. And it reminds me of this story, if I can share it really quick, of this Buddhist saint who was known for his wisdom was approached by a learned man who was known for his his genius and expertise. And this learned man asked this Buddhist saint, "What is the most important thing in Buddhism?" And the Buddhist saint replied, "Well, the most important thing is to stop doing evil and learn to do good." And then the learned man replied back, "I didn't ask you to tell me what every child of 3 knows. I want to know what's the most important, the most profound, the most subtle thing in Buddhism." And the Buddhist saint replied, "The most important, the most profound, the most subtle thing in Buddhism is to stop doing evil and learn to do good." And then he goes on to tell the learned man, "Yeah, it's true that every child of 3 knows this, but gray-haired old men and women fail to put it into practice." And see, this learned man wanted some metaphysical response that he could use some big, grandiose, so he could prove his genius and stuff. He didn't want simplicity. And that's what I hear you saying is like, you have the answer. It's right there. It might be just take a deep breath. Yeah. And then what's the next right thing? How simple is that, but yet how powerful? And I just think sometimes we're looking for, no, it's got to be something bigger. Right?
Yeah, it can't be that simple.
Yeah.
And why would I ever hire someone or pay someone to tell me that?
Right.
Well, because sometimes we just need a little reminder.
Right. Yeah.
We really do. But it is the simple, small things. I think it's why and you look at these grandkids and these kids walk in and you get teary and you see yourself in them. It's the purity. It's the innocence. It's, they're not overwhelmed with or bombarded with all this information that just your mind is just going and going and going and going.
Yeah.
They're just looking at that flower that's right there in front of them.
Yeah.
It's just the next best thing.
Wow. It's good how you brought that all together. That was powerful.
Yeah.
Dang. You mentioned the word compassion. You felt compassion for your ex-husband at the time and despite everything that you'd gone through. How has that shaped you moving forward? Because you seem like a very compassionate person. And I think that's what makes you really good at what you do is I think people feel your compassion for them, Yeah.
I told my daughter this morning. I left her an audio message and I said, sis, you might not want to hear this, but you're the problem, but you're also the solution.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If I'm holding on to resentment, frustration, hate, rightfully so, okay?
Yeah.
I want to be clear.
Yeah.
If any of us are feeling or have been victims in our lives, absolutely 100%, yeah, that's true, right?
Right.
But the question is it helping you? Is it helping you? Is that story that I keep replaying to be right, to be validated, to get compassion, what feels like compassion, attention for that story?
Yeah.
Does that make me feel better? Or do I want to feel tender and soft and compassion and see things differently? Because regardless of what the story is, I'm going to get people cheering me on, right?
Yeah.
We're going to find the cheerleaders in our lives.
Yeah.
And they can either cheer us on and go, you know what? Yeah, he's an asshole. He treated you poorly, right? You deserve fill in the blank. And I can go, yeah, you know what? And then my team is stronger and there's more of that energy. True, I can do it. Or I can choose to say, aren't we all just little kids who had an experience in life that learned we either needed to be loved by our achievements or needed to be loved by being kind and people pleasers, or we got love when we were helpful around the house.
I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to the incredible sponsors of the Beliefcast podcast. First, Craig from Craig Swap and Associates. If you need an attorney, he's your guy. Trustworthy, compassionate, always there when you need him most. Next, Wasatch Recovery, the greatest university on the planet, transforming lives one day at a time. Sandy from Minky Couture, the creative genius behind the most comfortable blanket you'll ever wrap yourself in. Comfort like no other. Special thanks to the award-winning pianist Paul Cardall for his beautiful music that brings inspiration to every episode.
We all learned these things. There's something called the Enneagram. If you're not familiar with it, look it up and take the assessment and message me and tell me what your results are, and I'll give you some insight here. But the Enneagram tells us what motivates us and how we perceive the world based off our childhood experience, okay? And this is the lens through which we see everything in life. There's a heads and a tails to everything, okay? And the tails part of it is when we get in that space that I was in with my ex-husband, right? Of just like so much tension and, and we can stay in that, or we can flip it and look at it and go, gosh, that's just little Kate who's feeling really rejected and abandoned in my relationship, in my marriage. But that came from me feeling that when I was a little girl.
Yeah.
And what really needs to happen is, instead of fighting more and creating war, how can I create peace?
Yeah.
Right? And compassion, which was what this Buddha said, right? It really is that. Yeah. So what I noticed, here's the truth of all of it. What I noticed was how my heart felt.
Yeah.
It felt different. And I wanted to, what I think we all want, and I wanted in that moment, I just wanted to feel better. And we think that the feel better comes from stacking up all the evidence of why we're justified.
Yeah.
And we can find it. We'll always, always, always find what we're looking for. But the real question is, does that feel good? Does that feel good?
Right.
And I just wanted to feel good. And as I went through this, I started to notice, well, does that make me feel better or worse?
Yeah.
Regardless of if it's true or not.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make me feel better or does it feel worse? I also feel like I've just been wired, and I came to this world as a compassionate person. I really, really believe
I believe you.
There's nothing that anyone could tell me or say to me. I'll have clients I work with, they're like, I've never told anyone about this porn addiction. I'm like, so quit giving it all that power.
Yeah.
It's in the dark and you're feeling bad about it, and it's making you be the person that you don't want to be.
Yeah.
But what if you just shine a light on it and go, okay, so now what?
Yeah.
So what? Why do you do it? Let's get to the root of the why.
The root of why.
Let's just talk about it. Everybody has their thing. Everybody's addicted to something.
Yeah.
We're all addicted to something.
For sure.
We trade what those are. Some are healthier addictions than not, right?
Yeah.
Our society looks at some of those as like, oh, you're fit.
Yeah.
You work out a lot.
Or
that's a good addiction, right? Oh, but you're drinking too much and you're, but that's a bad one. Well, we're all addicted. Listen, we're just trading some of those. So when we take that and approach life that way, I think that's when we can also have a lot of compassion. We're all struggling.
Yeah.
We're all addicted to something. Yeah. We're all doing the best we can with what we've been given. And that creates compassion and understanding in a way that's just put yourself in someone else's shoes. We heard that growing up all the time, didn't we?
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Right.
And I think this is why communication is so important.
Yeah.
It's easy to send a text and say, I'm out. I'm not doing this anymore. And talking at someone, it's easy to disconnect. But when you sit across from someone and make eye contact again, I think most of the time we come to resolution and we come back to compassion.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you obviously work with a lot of clients. I know the psilocybin is always kind of had this negative connotation because that's the way society was told about it. I mean, right?
Yeah.
You know, I did mushrooms growing up all the time, you know, for fun and, you know, but obviously this is a big part of what you do now.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, what are some of the biggest, like, transformations you've seen, or, you know, where you see most common where people are stuck here, but I see them get to here?
Yeah.
I know that's a big question, but you know what I'm trying to say?
So I first of all want to say, as simple as I'm talking about those moments of like, what's the next best thing? Most of the time, the medicine will give something that seems so simple when you're talking about it. But what it does is you feel it and you know it.
Yeah.
It's
that's
a
huge.
knowing. It's a feeling. It's not just mental. Okay. It's not just like, well, I know I'm
not just a thought.
Yeah. I know I know I should be kind. I know I should be present with my kids.
Yeah.
I know I should, but what it shows you is the how. And it makes it really personal. And you know, we all have things that we don't actually say out loud. The medicine knows.
Yeah.
And it takes away all the story. So without the story and just the honesty of something, and when you go into this with such intention, we get very, very clear. Very clear. Like, what's the pain point? What is that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you're going to ask the medicine. And then what I do is I get them to keep asking, and what else? And what else? Show me. Show me. So I'm going to tell you, I had a client. I met him a year ago. He was in a wheelchair. He just had a major surgery, couldn't walk. And we sat down at a table and we started talking. He's telling me what the doctor said. And I said, well, do you believe what the doctor said? He goes, well, kind of. And I said, what if you could ask yourself? What if instead of asking the doctor what you need, what if you could ask yourself?
It's a radical idea, right?
He's like, okay. So he had to get physically okay to be able to come do this medicine journey with me. Because like I said, he couldn't walk. He was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So he did. Finally, he reaches out to me 6 months later. He goes, okay, I'm ready to work with you. And I said, okay, let's do it. So we got to prepare. We got to get you ready, right? And so we did. And we got him ready. And he did. And he came. And I spent 24 hours with people. Because even though this medicine experience is only somewhere between like 4 and 7 hours,
right,
there's so much happening after.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't want to pick up your phone. You don't want to go back to your life, because if you really give yourself the opportunity for really up to about 48 hours, your brain is really malleable. And this psilocybin is creating new neuro pathways and new places for new habits, behaviors. So we maximize this experience, okay?
Yeah. So make sure,
So he's in the medicine and I'm playing sound bowls. And he's going, stop, make it stop, stop. And I said, what's going on? And he goes, stop, the noise, the stop. And I kept playing. And I go, well, what's happening? What's coming up? And he's like, the pain, the stop. Oh, and he's just like in excruciating pain.
Wow.
And of everything, the compassionate part of me, everything inside of me is like, oh my gosh, I want to make this stop for him. I just want to make him feel better. And what I hear is, nope, he's got to go through this. And I'm like, oh,
this is the pain point.
Here we
for
go.
him. This is it.
And I say to him, because we've been working together, I said, do you trust me? And he said, yes. This is why we do the prep work. Okay.
Right.
So that I can say, do you trust me? He goes, yeah. And I said, okay, I want you to ask the medicine, what is this? He goes, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to be curious. I don't want to be curious. And I was like, okay. So of course he's stuck.
Yeah.
This is that part,
Yeah.
right? That people get stuck in.
Yeah.
Stuck, the pain, right? And remember, he's post-surgery, so he's got some real pain.
Yeah.
This is real.
This is real.
And I'm thinking even to myself, like, is this too much? And then I'm like, no, I trust the medicine. This is right. And I'm very in tune. I'm right there with him.
Sure.
I'm very aware. And he doesn't want to know. He doesn't want to know. So finally he goes, why? He's asking why. So I say again, do you trust me? And he goes, yeah. And I said, ask it what, not why. What is this? What is this? So he asks, what is this? And then the answer comes immediately. And he said, I can't carry it all anymore. I can't carry it all. Super successful guy,
Yeah.
super successful, entrepreneur, wealthy, got it all. Okay.
Yeah.
Most of my clients are the clients that you look at and you think they got it all. The house, the car, the career, everything, but something's missing, right?
Yeah.
The pain that he's been carrying in his physical body is the responsibility to hold it all together and to take care of everyone else.
Yeah. Wow.
It's just manifesting itself in his back.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is what the pain is. Y'all, I got to tell you, we were on a call this week. He has not been using his crutch for 10 days.
Wow.
He is not using the
amazing.
crutch, right?
Yeah.
He's
amazing.
slowing down.
Yeah.
He's being aware when his body hurts. He's asking it in real time, not in medicine. What is this? But that medicine gave him something that I could not give him.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why I love it, because when we create and build trust, when we go into this medicine space with intention, we don't rush it. We spend all this time and now we're integrating, right?
Yeah.
He's like not using the crutch. We're talking about, okay, every
amazing.
single day, what are these practices?
Yeah.
So that's one example with physical pain, right?
Yeah.
But then I get, someone else who comes in and they want to look at their relationship, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the medicine shows them their part. The medicine doesn't show you what the other person's doing. The medicine doesn't know the other person.
Yeah. It just shows you your
It's
part of
in
this.
you. So
Wow.
again, you being the problem, but also the solution. It shows you that without the story.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it.
Sure.
They call psilocybin the great teacher.
Mm.
The great teacher.
Wow.
So it really is a teacher, and it really
Yeah.
does unlock and shows us things that our mind just can't come up with, because it doesn't work in the mind.
Yeah.
It works in the body.
Yeah.
Works in the body, and our body is holding on to so much.
Yeah.
When we have an experience in life that we don't feel safe to feel it, how many men have been told don't cry?
Yeah. All the time.
Shut it off.
Yeah.
Suck it up.
Knock it off.
Every time
Yep.
somebody told you that, you buried that feeling in your body.
Yeah.
So
And then it manifests somewhere in
Yeah.
pain.
pain, rash, weight,
Yep.
dis-ease, cancer.
Yep. Yeah.
We can heal ourselves.
Yeah.
We truly can,
I
but
do
we have
believe
to
that.
go to the
Yeah.
source of it.
Wow.
So the psilocybin unlocks that. It goes to the source.
Mm.
And the preparation that we do gets your body so ready and clean to receive that medicine.
To be ready. Yeah.
You're going to be fine. People will say, or they want to, have a drink before or be on an SSRI or whatever. You can, but it's going to block those receptors.
It's blocking what
Right.
it's intended to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So sometimes the preparation work is the hardest, because you got to get your body to not be,
Yeah.
dependent on a thing, which is why we do that. But yeah, it's powerful stuff. And I believe that the reason why it was banned is, again, like this friend that I told you, this girl that, has this experience where somebody gives her mushrooms one night at a party and she ends up in we
Yeah.
don't want that to happen to people.
No. Yeah.
So it wasn't in the right hands, and it
Yeah.
just wasn't being guided in a space and an environment. They're currently doing clinical trials with psilocybin all over for vets, PTSD,
Yeah.
different things. And the clinical trials are great, but I want to be clear. They're only testing the molecule of psilocybin. They're not actually testing the mushroom. And the mushroom has a lot of wisdom that comes from the earth. It's spiritual. So there's a disconnect there. So I just want to be clear about that.
So the molecule which is psilocybin is in the mushroom itself.
Exactly.
And there's other components of the mushroom is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. There's an energy, there's a
Yeah.
spirit, there's a wisdom,
coming
right?
from
It's
the
like you
ground.
think about trees, right? And
Yeah.
they're just like, they're all
they're
connected, and the
wise.
wisdom,
Yeah.
right? That's the same thing with the psilocybin mushroom, which is why that's the medicine that I work with. I love that they're doing clinical trials. This is great, right? Like if we can start having even the molecule of psilocybin versus like,
Right.
some kind of narcotic or something like that, or depression medicine, especially, right? I believe that that psilocybin and some of these things will replace SSRIs,
Right.
and I get it. People just want to feel better for for a time, and you got to be able, if you're in the hole, you need to get out, right? You need somebody to give you the ladder to help you out. So I'm not anti any of these things, but I am more about like, what are the long-term effects? And let's not numb or quiet the emotions. If you've got big emotions, great, feel it. Let's go there, but let's do it in an environment that feels safe. So that's why I'll always stay doing it in the environments that I do it with, in a really safe, comfortable cabin, home environment.
I love that.
But I do love that we're studying this and looking at it differently and bringing it in to be a tool that can really, really help people. Another thing is microdosing is fantastic. Fantastic. If you're feeling like you've been struggling with anxiety, a little bit of depression, anything that you're just like, I just need, like, be nice to have a little help here. Microdosing psilocybin's great. And I have a lot of people who start with me just microdosing and then introducing them to that.
Right.
But again, a microdose is something that at the end of the day, you don't look back and go, whoa. It's like subtlety, right? It's the little things. It's just, like, oh, maybe I just didn't get as anxious in traffic today.
The little things.
You know, or like, oh, maybe I just felt more present when.
Well, I think that's why a lot of people struggle hearing the word microdosing. It's not about getting high and blowing up your life. It's about exactly what you're saying. Like, God, I drove home from work and I didn't even get mad in traffic. Like you just said, like, whoa, I normally get pissed off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A microdose, let's be clear, a microdose, you should not actually feel it. It should be one of those things that you look back on the day and you go, yeah, I mean, overall, I just felt a little bit better.
Yeah.
Or, I didn't get, upset about something. Or, gosh, I just felt a little bit more creative. Yeah. Or I was feeling like I wanted to, I actually felt hopeful. What about that? Yeah. What if you just go from hopelessness to just feeling a little bit hopeful?
Boy, the world needs that.
Right?
Dang.
Yeah.
That's amazing stuff.
You should still be able to go to work, have conversations, drive your car, do everything you normally would do with a microdose. If not, it is not a microdose.
Good to know. Thanks for clarifying that. Yes. No, again, love what you're doing. Love the work you do. I mean, you help so many people. Obviously, you're very passionate about this.
Yeah. Yes.
But again, that's why everyone loves you too, because not only are you authentic, you're very passionate, like you get it. And then you're coming from a place of, I've been through hell. Yeah. I know what you're feeling.
That's right.
Like, that's where we can relate.
Yeah.
Is we both struggled.
Yeah.
We both have been victims. We both have gone through some shit in our life.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think we need to be more real about these conversations. And again, put down the rag and let's talk.
That's right.
Let's talk. That's why I love this podcast. I mean, this is amazing. Yeah. I get to sit here with Kate today and I'm having this great conversation and I'm telling you, man, you're helping me a ton today. Seriously. I really mean that.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Todd, I think the one thing that we all want is to just love ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think we all struggle with that.
Mm-hmm.
I struggle with that sometimes. We don't arrive. It's not like one day where we just get to this place and everything's great and awesome and we're happy all the time.
Right.
Life throws curveballs at us every week, every month, every year. Like, we're going to get the curveballs. We expect it. I say this all the time. I'm like, expect it. It's not a matter of if, it's when. Mm-hmm. Expect it. But what I hope is that we get a little bit better at recovering faster, right? I've been in I've said this, the last 2 weeks have been really hard for me. My second daughter graduated and in some ways harder than the first. And it's because she's my sunshine.
Yeah.
She is the light. She is me in a lot of ways. And thinking about the absence of her in my home feels sad.
For sure.
And here's the thing. I know how to get through sadness. I got all the answers in my mind. And I could spiritually bypass this, and I could just tell myself, you know what? I'm still going to get to see her, and I'm still going to create time. And she's not even actually moving out of the house. She's here all summer, right? I can go through all this. But the truth is, I'm sad.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Mm-hmm. And we should let ourselves feel. That is the human experience. There's nothing wrong. Dr. Brene Brown says we have 82 emotions. 82. We were born with emotions. We are emotional beings. There's nothing wrong. I guided a sound bath last night, a private one for a family whose husband, dad, grandpa passed away a year ago. And one of the teenagers, she said, I'm angry. I'm mad at him. And I said, it's okay to be angry. You can be mad. It's okay. Yeah. Like, what are you going to do about it? Then I told her, I said, my favorite thing to do is fill up the bathtub and roll over and scream in the water. She goes, okay. Yeah. I'm like, do it. Get mad. You know, we need to be more compassionate with ourselves. Yeah. We need to be more tender with ourselves. Mm-hmm. It's okay to feel all of it. We will not arrive at a place where there is no more sadness, no more grief, no more sorrow. It's going to be there. Expect it. Yeah. It's what we do with that, and sitting with it is what we need to do instead of grabbing a drink, instead of picking up the phone, instead of going for another run, instead of grabbing because my nervous system is freaking out right now because I don't feel comfortable. Right. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. It's okay. Yeah.
I think one of the worst things we do to ourselves is we feel guilty for feeling sad, or we feel guilty that I got angry, but those are real emotions where I'm really actually feeling this. So I think it's like, I love that you're saying that it's okay. Yeah, cry. Have compassion for yourself. Cry. Be mad. Yeah, do it. Feel it.
Feel it to heal it.
It goes back to the, being a kid again. Mm-hmm. Kids feel their emotions. They sit in their feelings. They don't run from it. They just feel it.
And we teach them to knock that off. Yes. Stop crying. Go to your room. Yep. Why? Because we're uncomfortable. Exactly. We're uncomfortable with her throwing a fit in Target because she didn't get that bubble gum. Right? It's just like, come on, honey, we got to go. But we're so embarrassed.
So true.
Because we take on that like we're a bad parent because our kid's throwing a fit. Well, okay, throw a fit.
Throw a fit.
Guess what? As an adult, throw a fit.
Throw a fit.
Throw a fit. And then how much better do you feel after? I mean, you and I have cried this whole podcast off and on, right? Mm-hmm. We're feeling it. Yeah, it's alive. It's awesome. Active. It's a thing. And so don't be afraid to feel the feeling. Yeah. I think eventually it's going to show up anyway. Yeah. So instead of pushing it down, just allow it. Yeah. Let it come out. How good do we feel after a good cry? Always. And then I literally will think to myself, why did I wait so long?
I know.
Why did I wait so long?
I know. Why did I hold this in for so long? It feels so good, right?
Yeah. and how authentic is that to be able to show up? Yeah. Yesterday I had a moment. I had my own, I have a mentor that I work with, and we did some nervous system work. Mm-hmm. And we did this practice where, and anyone try this, okay? You stand up. And all you do is you say, I allow, whatever comes up, right? So I'm post a yoga practice, hot yoga, right? And I just jumped on the call. So I'm standing there and I feel strong standing there. So I'm like, I allow strength. And then I smell myself and I'm like, I allow stink. Because this is true, y'all. It's happening. I'm like, I allow stink. And then I hear the door shut because one of my kids, walked out. And I said, I allow mom. Mm. And then this overwhelming, just like it's still here, right? And then and then I said, I allow sad, I allow tears, right? And if we just get to a place where we just allow, so this happens. So then I've got a lunch appointment, right? Walking into tsunami. Yeah. Mascara running down my face. I'm just like not ready. And I just, for the first time, I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to allow. I'm not going to fix my makeup. I'm not going to put more makeup on. I'm just going to walk in. And I see my friend who I'm going to have lunch with. And she's like, oh, hi. And are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm just missing my girl. I'm just sad, right? Yeah. I got a daughter graduating and I'm just feeling sad about it. We had the most beautiful lunch and conversation. She's Marco Polo'd me. She wrote a whole poem, article, like a whole thing about what came up. But because of my vulnerability and because of my authenticity,
exactly,
she ended up sharing something with me that she wouldn't have shared otherwise. Oof. And I think we need to remember that when we're vulnerable and when we're authentic and when we show up sad, it opens up a part of someone else to feel like they can do the same.
Yeah.
And then we're just giving each other what we really need, which is like taking the mask off.
Yeah.
It's okay. And we need to do it more.
Yep.
Because we're all carrying something.
Yeah.
We're all carrying it. And what if we could be the person that they feel safe enough with to match that energy because they've been holding it in for a week or a month or a year or years.
15 years.
Yeah.
10 years.
15
years. Wow. Yeah, that's beautifully said, Kate. I love that. Again, love what you do. It's so awesome. You know, I could talk to you all day, honestly. Can you stay all day? Is that okay?
Let's clear the books.
I really want to do. I want to clear the books. Anyway, I guess that's not possible. It is possible, but anyway, I could talk to you all day. You're amazing. Yeah. If someone's tuning into this episode right now and they're listening to you and they're struggling and they're in a dark place and they tuned in because they don't want to live even, what would you tell that person right now?
I just want you to know you're not alone. You're not alone. And it's okay to feel it. And it's okay to sit with it. And it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay. This is part of being human.
Yeah.
It's part of being human. And if you can ask yourself, what's one thing I can do for me right now? One thing. Do that. Do that. Because you're the problem, but you're also the solution, and everything is inside of you. And when you can get quiet enough to listen to what you need, things will start to shift. Maybe this is your rock bottom. We all have one.
Yeah.
And if you don't allow this to be the rock bottom, there will be another one. So lean in.
Yeah.
Lean in.
Lean in.
Lean in and ask yourself, what's one thing I need for me? What's one thing I can do for me right now? And start giving yourself that.
Yeah. Wow. Well said. Well said. I ask that question all the time because just the wisdom and the knowledge and the vulnerability, like you talked about, is what people are tuning in for. That's what they need. So guys, man, if I've been crying the whole time through this episode. I hope you're feeling it too. I'm sure you are. If people want to learn more about you, Kate, and, you know, learn more about your coaching, your retreats, and all the amazing things that you do, and there's a lot more, what's the best way for someone to learn more about you?
Yeah, there's two places. You can find me on Instagram, on social media at Kate Strong World. But this Substack is called Everyday Medicine. And in Everyday Medicine, I'm actually going deep and having more of these kind of podcast conversations or these deeper conversations. I think you'll really be able to get something out of that.
Yeah.
And find me there and learn about what everyday medicine is, you know, what tools, resources I'm using in my own life every day with some practical examples. I get really honest there, and I'd love for you to meet me there.
Okay. I love that. And I'll make sure we put the links there so people can get right to it.
Yeah.
I wanted to end the show with a quote, and I want to get your thoughts on it.
Okay.
It's a long one by Carl Jung. And I just thought this was so perfect for it's kind of what you're doing for people and what you've been through. And here's how it goes. The world is full of people suffering from the effects of their own unloved life. They become bitter, critical, or rigid, not because the world is cruel to them, but because they have betrayed their own inner possibilities. The artist who never makes art becomes cynical about those who do. The lover who never risks loving mocks romance. The thinker who never commits to a philosophy sneers at belief itself. And yet, all of them suffer because deep down they know the life they mock is the life they were meant to live.
So my first thought was, look at where we're being bitter or critical or judgmental.
Yeah.
And that's actually your answer for your purpose.
Ooh.
If you're looking for your purpose, if you're lost, that's the information.
There it is.
Right? There it is. That's it.
What a great answer, Kate. I didn't even think of that until you said that. I was like, holy hell.
Yeah. So look at the thing that you're being critical of. Look at where you're judging someone. It's literally your mirror.
It's the mirror.
It's the mirror.
Ooh.
It's the mirror. And what if you could alchemize that and turn it into inspiration instead of bitterness or criticism?
When you said that. Oh, man. Wow.
Todd inspires.
Kate inspires for sure. Dang. Thank you for your insight on that. Out of all the things I was trying to think, what could I share with you? This one stood out to me. So I think there was a reason for that. So thanks for letting me share that with you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being vulnerable today. And coming back on my show a second time. It means the world to me. Love what you do. Love the love you have for people. And I wish you the best. And the world's a better place with you in it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ditto.
Thank you. Well, there you go, folks. Kate Strong. What an amazing episode, right, guys? It felt like 5 minutes. It really did. It felt like 5 minutes. I had a bunch of questions I was going to ask. Didn't even look at them. Didn't need to. So thank you for tuning in. Thanks to my sponsors. Thank you for believing in this. And how could you not? After you hear a story like this and what Kate's doing in this world, we need more of it. We need more compassion for ourselves and for the world. And this, Kate's the leading example in this for me. So thanks for tuning in. Love you guys. Until next time.